kingdom divided by civil war will collapse. Similarly, a family splintered by feuding will fall apart. Welcome back to the Marvel Movie Marathon. With this week's film, Captain America Civil War, we enter Marvel's Phase 3. In Phase 3, I would like to shift focus and look at how these films reflect the values present in the Bible, whether it was intentional or not. Now, of course, the parallels won't always be one-to-one, but just bear with me and I think you will be surprised. Mark 3:24-25 is a quote from Jesus as he responds to accusations that he was possessed by Satan. But, as with everything Jesus said, there was always more wisdom just below the surface. Jesus constantly lectured against allowing conflict to fester. During the Sermon on the Mount, he commanded people to settle disputes before even giving their sacrifices at the altar, while he also famously proclaimed that blessed are the meek, the merciful, and the peacemakers. The Apostle Paul also often wrote about the body or the church of God. In Ephesians 4:3-4, he wrote that, "Make every effort to keep yourselves united in the Spirit, binding yourselves together with peace. For there is one body and one Spirit, just as you have been called to one glorious hope for the future." I could keep going on with dozens of verses that encourage peace and patience from the Bible, but the point is that Captain America Civil War and the Bible both convey a similar warning against infighting. Both look at the detrimental effects of conflict within a body of people, and they both say that people cannot work together as long as they squabble over their differences. This is exactly what Civil War's villain hoped to exploit. He has seen powerful forces attempt to tear apart the Avengers, to no avail, because each of the heroes' common goals bound them together. So, he chose to work from the inside out. And the main problem here was that the Avengers had two leaders on either side of their disagreement, Iron Man and Captain America. And because there was no one above them to settle that dispute, that led to a civil war. And while the movie wants you to root for Captain's side, he is both right and wrong from a biblical point of view. Cap's side breaks away because they are against government oversight on the Avengers. This belief that good should not be dictated by the forces of man is absolutely central to the church as well. In 1 Corinthians 3:18-19, Paul wrote that, "If you think that you are wise by this world's standards, you need to become a fool to be truly wise. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness to God." Jesus also said in Luke 16:15 that you like to appear righteous in public, but God knows your hearts. What this world honors is detestable in the sight of God. But where the Avengers went wrong, as does most of humanity, is that they don't have any objective truth on which to base their mission. The moment the leaders of the Avengers had a major disagreement, the team fell to pieces and turned on one another. For Christians, we can always look to Jesus for truth and purpose, because he laid out a clear plan for us in Matthew 28:18 and 20. "I've been given all authority in heaven and on earth. Teach these new disciples to obey all the commands I have given you, and be sure of this, I am with you always, even to the end of the age." And while even the different denominations of the church can't seem to always agree on how to carry out this mission, I believe that Paul perfectly summed up all of this following one of his previous comments in Ephesians 4:5-6. "There is one Lord, one faith, one baptism, one God and Father of all, who is over all, in all, and living through all."
I'm what's called a celestial, sweetheart.
A celestial like a god?
Small G, son. At least on the days I'm feeling humble as Drax.
Whoa, that is definitely enough for next week's episode.